I'm sorry, I just realized that that was muted. As I was saying, hello everyone, welcome to another episode of live stream. November, we're going to be playing the Scene from the Hat rendition. I'm sorry. All of October, this is what we will be doing. In November, I'll probably find a new game that we can switch into. Like I said, this microphone gets a lot of butts. That's what you are hearing, is all the crinkling. Sorry, the fact that my mic was off threw me off. So, let's go to the live stream. As you guys can see, what's here is what happened last week. Let me just pull up the chat on my phone, so that way if somebody messages me, I can actually know when this is happening, so nobody gets lost. I also just want to make sure that if you guys comment to me, I can see it so I can respond. Alrighty. We are live. Your channel. I also just want to make sure that if you guys comment. There you go. You guys heard that because that's how good this microphone is. I just want to make sure that I can see all your lovely faces if you guys pop up at all during this random free time. Well, it's not free time. I'm going to be working on the skill, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I was planning to schedule a start, but it kind of just started everything together. So I just have to open a couple of things because I can't do the ending if everything's not ready for the ending. Well, I can, but then it's mostly me doing a whole bunch of random voices, which I'm sure some of you guys will really enjoy. Some of you might find really annoying. But this isn't about you. This is about me working on a skill and becoming better at something that I enjoy. And hopefully everybody out there understands that feeling and knows that in those moments, ignore the bad thoughts in your head or from other people, because all that matters is you. You just keep doing you, and you'll be great, and you'll be awesome. It is currently loading. Okay. Let me just double check that it works. And you'll be able to tell because when it doesn't work, it sounds off. And you guys are like, what is happening, Cameron? Hello? Ooh. I did not mean to do this on the live stream, and this just is how my life goes. Hi, Shelby. And hi, Andreas and Anthony. Thank you guys all for joining me. As I was saying, this kind of just popped on, and I wasn't ready. Okay. Well, we'll worry about that later. I want to get into the actual, heart of what we're doing here. Last week, I had the story up. As you guys can see, I have not deleted it yet, but sadly we are done with, Judith and her adventure in space with the magical realism and a chair that I forgot to put into the story, and I realized only after I cut out of the story, and that wasn't at all that fun. So, let's switch over to this camera, and let's begin. Alright, mostly because you'll see me more in close-up this way, and I don't want you guys to not be able to see me. And just to make sure it's what's happening, I probably want it to be more here, and you can see more of me. Okay, there we go. Now we have the double angle going, and that sounds like a better way of doing this. Alrighty. It's already 5 minutes in and I haven't started. Literally, this is what happened. I was planning to schedule a start so I would have 5 minutes to set everything up, and instead of giving me that time, it just threw me in here, which isn't bad. I was just not prepared for this to be my reality at 7 p.m. Yeah. Okay. As I said, we will draw this. I will fill in those 4 genres, and then we will start the story. I picked up random objects first. And give it a shake. I know. Let's just emphasize it so you guys can hear every last little detail. And what is we're doing today? We're Incorporating a sponge. Just something about a sponge. I don't know how to use that until I know what genre we're in, because a sponge could be anything. I don't do sponges. Sponges have a lot of little hole clusters, and they freak me out. So I don't mess with sponges. The only ones I do are the hairy ones that don't have any holes. Yeah, this is like, you could just hear the sound of that shaking all day, couldn't you? It's a quiet horror. Okay, see? Just a quiet horror. I don't know what this means. Is this a subgenre? Yep. Okay, so we're doing a little quiet horror. I'm not going to Google it. I'm going to go with what I think that means, even if it's not even close to what it is. That's what's happening. Yeah, now we're in the main genre. And the main genre is sci-fi. Okay. Sci-fi, quiet horror. Okay. I guess... No, that's not really a horror film. I was going to say 10 Cloverfield Lane is a quiet horror film, but that depends on your interpretation of a quiet anything. Alrighty, and then the location. Where are we placing the sci-fi quiet horror sponge-wielding thing? Okay. Outer Worlds. Well, it's a good thing it's a sci-fi film, because where else would you have an outer world? Okay. What's ironic about these decisions is I actually have no familiarity with any of these things, because this is literally a genre I avoid like the plague. Usually with these kinds of things, maybe not quite horror, but sci-fi outer worlds, it requires too much explanation, too much exposition, and too much technology in one page for my brain to wrap around. So I'm just like, chuck it, throw it out the window. Okay. So now I'm going to start this timer. And as I learned last time, it's echoing because out of nowhere the voice mod decided to start working. So... Hello? There we go. Now, there we go, and it's working now, and then we enjoy the echo. It's not echoing, that was my voice. Okay. So, 20 minutes this time of me writing, get my timer started. I should really have done this, a lot sooner. Oh my gosh, that's not the timer. Come on, Cameron. What are you doing? There we are. 20 minutes of free reign creativity with no judgment, no trash talk, no throwing things in the garbage. Everything's trash, so there's no judgment. At least that's how I look at it with my head. Okay. So, we are started, and I'm just going to go. Okay. Alrighty. So, Outer Worlds. Okay. No, just start. Okay. Did not like the look of the look of the open gymnasium. Okay, guys. Normal. Thank you. In fact, she didn't much. Will you stop switching? Stay here. I'm gonna turn you off because you're blah. And in fact, she didn't much like the idea of a gym, period. She's spent most of her life playing video games, exploring the outer worlds. The only problem, the doorway to the gym wasn't the familiar sight she dreaded. It was a window to another dimension. See, haha, nobody thought I was gonna go there, did they? You might have thought I was gonna go there, I just didn't know, so yeah. Leslie, her best friend Melanie shouted far off, the sound of her feet striking against the pavement, sending a chill which had nothing to do with the night air shooting down her spine. Was it better to bring her best friend into whatever hell awaited beyond the gym door? Or was it best to go alone? In reality, Leslie didn't give a damn. No way she was going into a rift hell dimension all by herself, no matter how much she'd been paid to do so. Leslie, I want to say Jordan or no, but it's not. No, those are real names. Leslie Johnson was, in much regard, the school detective. She was often sought after to solve mysteries. The only problem with the school principal calling her instead of the authorities was the fact that she was 16. She hadn't even graduated. And yet she was somehow the school and yet she was somehow the school guinea pig. Here, Leslie, can you take care of this literal portal to hell and do it before any of the parents find out? We don't want this to become a board issue. Thank you. Are we really going to go in there? Are we really going to go in there? Melanie asked, out of breath, as she set a plastic grocery bag down at Leslie's feet. It carried the only thing known to propel the darkness, snaking out in tendrils around the portal opening. This would sound a lot better with some research, but okay. Around the portal opening. Somebody has to, and since none of the adults are man enough to do it themselves, I guess. Don't quote me on it. Leslie didn't want the responsibility of her friend getting eaten by a demigorgon. That's the Stranger Things monster. I don't know how to spell it. Her friend's getting eaten by a demigorgon on her conscience. Conscience. Thank you. Thank you, autocorrect. Melanie took out a bottle of Windex and a blue sponge and handed it to her. Something about the chemical compounds in Windex. Apparently you have to say Windex capitalized. New thing we just found out. Something about the chemical compounds and compounds in Windex allowed you to pass through the portal wall. So the pair of them instantly started spraying themselves with Windex and rubbing it in with a sponge. This story is going, but nope, no judgment. Whew, okay. With that, they had done all they could. It was time to finally move. It was time to finally move into this non-Sunnydale hellhole. Oh my gosh. The problem was her feet didn't much want to listen. They were all for staying put until dawn. The job be damned. Are you ready? Melanie asked again. Yes, Leslie said. Her fist clenching as her body moved towards the darkness. It was nice knowing ya, Melanie said, patting the school wall in goodbye. I would prefer if we remained optimistic. We don't know that we're going to die. I mean, it's very likely, but we don't know it for sure. That's not optimistic, but but I'll do my best. The darkness felt like plunging head first off a high dive. 1 second they were warm, the next they were submerged in a dark so deep it felt like in a dark so deep it felt like a pillow pressing in on them. Melanie's breath became more ragged. Her asthma flaring up as they continued to walk. As they dived deeper, the world became steadily more clearer. Floating ash dripped. Floating ash gusted through the air as color faded away and light became dim. They were practically standing in a film noir film, completely in black and white, when a sound blared from behind them. "Where's the door?" Melanie asked, screaming, both screaming, for it had disappeared. Their way home lost. Their way home. That's not how you spell there. Their way home lost. It seems the only way we're getting out of here is figuring out what the hell is going on. I don't think my mom is going to believe me when I tell her about this. Yeah. She probably... Yeah. Her mind would probably explode. Oh God, her name's Leslie. Gosh. Leslie gulped. Her eyes drifting back down the corridor to where the sound had come from. Okay, I'm just sorry. The voice mod is going in and out because there's hotkeys and I'm writing a story, so I can't help it. It just does that by itself. Probably explode. Shall we find out if there's someone in trouble? I'm glad that you're laughing, Shelby. Oh God. It's not like we have anything else to do. Melanie said. Her eagerness dropping rapidly. Not moving until Leslie took the lead. Hello. Came a voice reverberating off the school, off the parallel schools hallway. It sounded weak and strained. almost as if, there we go. Almost as if whoever was using it barely had. Oh, no? Okay, I will switch it. Thank you for saying something. This will help. Let's go to the. Does this fix it? Let me see. I mean, I can move that. That's fine. There we go. I fixed it. So you guys should be able to see more as we go. Almost as if whoever was using it barely had enough strength to muster the words. Quick, please. Melanie took off running in an effort to save whoever was obviously in trouble. But something about its voice felt false to Leslie. But by the time she opened her mouth to warn Melanie, she'd already disappeared around the corner. Leslie's fear confirmed almost instantly as a blood-curdling scream chilled, as a blood-curdling scream brought goosebumps to her arms. Leslie shouted, instinctively gripping the Windex in her hand more firmly as she took off running towards her friend. How could she have been so stupid? Bringing somebody else into this. But it wasn't like she knew just how close danger truly was. Sorry, that's my effects going off. I don't know why it does it, but I will stop it. Thank you. It really was. As her feet carried her around the corner. Oh, snap. Well, okay. That's 20 minutes, everybody. Sorry, I thought you guys could see the entire page. I did not realize you didn't see me typing it the entire time. But that's 20 minutes, and we are leaving there. I actually liked it towards the end. The middle part, meh. The beginning, it was good. It's just the sci-fi. Sci-fi is always hard for me. But now that we've done that, let me open a second Word document. I might have to shift things because I don't know if it will let me do a side-by-side. I want it to let me adjust something really quick. Well, actually, what does it look like for you? No, okay. 2 seconds. I will fix this so you guys can enjoy this because I want you guys. I want you guys to be part of this. There we go. Done. There we go. Aha. Okay. There we are. All fixed. Okay. Sorry. A little technical difficulties. Alrighty. So, let's go into the background music. Boom. I just want to make sure it's recording the right Word document. Okay. And back to my words. Okay. So basically what I'm doing now, for anybody who wasn't watched the first one, is now before I read the story, I'm going into the programming and what's kind of sound effects that I want. And I usually establish by establishing some background music. Audio mixer. Like for instance, if this was a beach, you could hear this. And then that would just play. Or if I wanted it to sound rainy, and I actually might. Let's have a background sound of rain. Just because I like the idea of like that cloud, it's tendrils, but it's kind of like dropping everywhere. And you know, it's quiet horror, and rain just adds to a little bit of spookiness. So we got that going. And then, I mean, a fun one would be if we wanted some EDM. And then, oh, okay, okay. Alrighty, sorry. Oh, here it is. Like, I like the sound of this. This is what I call this one, like the X-Files vibe. And it could be this, yeah, or this is more of an action vibe, so I probably won't use this one, but I really enjoy it. And then I used this one last time. This is like a zombie thing. Yeah. Okay. We are going with my true crime X-Files vibe. X-Files vibe. And basically what I mean by programming is I have a Stream Deck and I have things programmed, but I can add more things as I go. And I'm just going through that and saying when I want this to start. These things are going to be throughout, so I don't need them up when I'm reading. And then, like, I'll probably use this when I'm talking for the woman. Leslie or Melanie. I want to do another one because obviously two girls don't sound the same. Oh, this is kind of weird. Okay, I have to go back farther to sound more like a woman. Up here, my voice is too loud. See, it's fun. I'm playing around. Sorry. Back to normal, human. And then echo. And then I've used this a lot, and I do like the cave, but cathedral? Yeah, I like this a little more because this actually kind of sounds similar to a school hallway. So I'll probably use the cathedral when I'm narrating. So narration is cathedral. It goes in now, like because I'm typing right now. Cathedral. Voila. Melanie / Leslie. Girl to man. And then let's look at sound effects. Oh my gosh. Off, thank you. Sound effects. Like if I want Inferno, I have like, you know, this is It literally has pictures of like sounding like you're in hell. Yeah. Yeah. That's a little bit more ominous. But we're going for ominous, so I'm going to do that. Can't hear the noise effects. Well, thank you. You should be hearing them. I appreciate you telling me that, because I'm hearing them, and which means you should. Now you should be hearing them. Like, well, can you comment again? Just to make sure I fixed it. Because there's that. I had the desktop audio turned off because I have my microphone. But now it's registering, so I just want to make sure that people are getting it. Let me, well, okay, sorry, I had an echo effect enabled at one point. Okay. Give me a second. I think I know what it is. It just usually means I have to turn my... Okay. This should cancel the echo. Yeah. And then that stops all the sound. Okay. That should have canceled the echo because I'm hearing the desktop and the voice mode at the same time. I'm new to all this fancy stuff, but thank you for everybody who's commenting. I appreciate the technical difficulties and speaking my second time. Okay. I'm double checking to make sure I've gone through all the effects. Okay, thank you for confirming that I fixed it. Now I know. Ooh, a quiet horror. Yeah, it was a quiet horror for sure. Okay. I'm gonna fix. Uh-oh. What happened? I'm sorry. Hear myself. Oh, stop. Sorry. Hello. Okay. Olive. Okay. Melanie. But she shouted and simply gripping them. Okay. Off. Okay. I'm ready to read it. I just need to fix it so it's all of the screen now. We're not seeing the other one. Let's get rid of you. Stretch this so you're seeing just the other one. There we go. Okay. Okay. And I shall read it in 1 second, just starting the music up. Alrighty. Cathedral. Alright. This is an outer world sci-fi quiet horror with a sponge in it story. Leslie did not like the look of the open gymnasium. In fact, she didn't much like the idea of a gym, period. She spent much of her life playing video games, exploring the outer worlds. The only problem, the doorway to the gym wasn't the familiar sight she dreaded. It was a window to another dimension. Leslie? Her best friend Melanie shouted far off, the sound of her feet striking against the pavement sending a chill, which had nothing to do with the night air shooting down her spine. Was it better to bring her best friend into whatever hell waited beyond the gym door? Or was it best to go alone? In reality, Leslie didn't give a damn. No way was she going into a rift, hell dimension all by herself, no matter how much she'd been paid to do so. Leslie Johnson was in much regard the school detective. She was often sought after to solve mysteries. The only problem with the school principal calling her instead of the authorities was the fact that she was 16. She hadn't even graduated, and yet she was somehow the school guinea pig. Here, Leslie, can you take care of this literal portal to hell and do it before any of the parents find out? We don't want this to become... Oh gosh, I lost my place. We don't want this to become a board issue. Thank you. Are we really going in there? Wow. Melanie asked, out of breath as she set a plastic grocery bag down at Leslie's feet. It carried the only thing known to propel the darkness, snaking tendrils around the portal open. Speaking of tendrils, I should have started this. There we go. Here we go. Somebody has to, and since none of the adults are man enough to do it themselves, I guess, don't quote me on that. Leslie didn't want the responsibility of her friend getting eaten by a demigorgon on her conscience. Melanie took out a bottle of Windex and blue sponge and handed it to her. Something about the chemical compound in Windex allowed you to pass through the portal wall, so the pair of them instantly started spraying themselves with Windex and rubbing it with a sponge. With that, they had done all they could. It was time to finally move into this non-Sunnydale hellhole. The problem was her feet didn't much want to listen. They were all for staying put until dawn. Are you ready? Melanie asked. Yes? Leslie said, her fist clenching as her body moved toward the darkness. It was nice knowing ya, Melanie said, patting the school wall and goodbye. I would prefer it if we remained optimistic. We don't know that we're going to die. I mean, it's very likely, but we don't know it for sure. That's not optimistic, but I'll do my best. The darkness felt like plunging headfirst off a high dive. I got this, Cameron. Uno momento. Sorry. Oh, man. Uno momento, we will continue, but I was literally just... There we go. There we go. Now we can start. The darkness felt like plunging headfirst off of a high dive. 1 second, they were warm. The next, they were submerged in a dark so deep it felt like a pillow pressing in on them. Melanie's breath became more ragged, her asthma flaring up as they continued to walk. As they dived deeper, the world became steadily more clear. Floating ash gusted through the air as color faded away and light became dim. They were practically standing in film noir film, completely in black and white, when a sound blared from behind them. Where's the door? Melanie asked, screaming. For it had disappeared, their way home lost. It seems the only way we're getting out of here is figuring out what the hell is going on. I don't think my mom is going to believe me when I tell her about this. Yeah, her mind would probably explode. Leslie gulped, her eyes drifting back down the corridor to where the sound had come from. Shall we find out if there's someone in trouble? It's not like we have anything else to do. Melanie nodded, her eagerness dropping rapidly, not moving until Leslie took the leap. And, hello? That's what I went with that sound. Came a voice reverberating off the parallel school's hallway. It sounded weak and strained, almost as if whoever was using it barely had enough strength to muster the words. Quit, please! Melanie took off running in an effort to save whoever was obviously in trouble, but something about its voice felt false to Leslie. But by the time she opened her mouth to warn Melanie, she had already disappeared. Around the corner, Leslie's fear confirmed almost instantly as a blood-curdling scream brought goosebumps to her arm. Melanie! Leslie shouted, instinctively gripping the Windex in her hand more firmly as she took off, running towards her friend. How could she have been so stupid, bringing somebody else into this? But It wasn't as if she knew just how close danger truly was. Let me cancel everything. There we go. All right, everyone, that's the full story. The 20 minutes of writing it, like a little under 5 minutes preparing for it. And it probably took us 5-10 minutes to read it, only because I was having some technical difficulties. But yeah, that's what this is going to be. It'll get better. Hope, and like I said, my goal is to eventually do the sound, music, and story all at once without having to write anything down. It will just be me by myself doing it all, and so you guys can listen to it. Yeah, that's it. I appreciate everybody who watched. If you want to watch more of this, every Saturday I'm planning to do this at 7 p.m. You can subscribe Grand Central. You can like it. And I will see you guys all next time. Bye! Oh, real quick. Don't forget to show up for yourself. Then bye. Okay, bye.